make your videos better. And then afterwards, we'll have an interview with a very good friend of mine when it comes to, the new normal of shooting events, especially weddings. But of course, as always, early start, we need this.
Welcome back mga katry, and like what I've said earlier, we'll be talking about 5 things that can actually make your videos instantly, when you apply them, a lot better. This is what I like to call the Voltes 5 of videos.
Let's balance!
Let's begin. The first one is lighting. Lighting is simply the most important thing in photography. When it comes to photography, videography, cinematography, whatever you want to call it, is really very important. The good use or misuse of lighting will have the greatest impact in your videos. For example, with the lack of light, this video looks like, it feels like it came from the witness protection program rather than an informative video. But too much light can also make this clip unwatchable. This really demonstrates how important lighting is when it comes to your video. Now, soft, even light can also improve the ability of your clips to be color graded during post-processing. When we are talking about lighting, we are not just talking about lighting like studio lights that you buy, or DIY lighting setups that you put together. We are talking about lighting in general, and of course this includes natural light coming from windows or open doors. So on a project, take time to consider the lighting on your shoot location in advance. Now, personally, I love using natural light when it is available, and it is the best light that you can actually use when you are doing a quick vlog or run and gun production. Second thing that can really enhance your videos is sound and music. Music can make or break your shots. It can affect a rather epic sequence of shots and turn it into something cheesy if you do not choose your music carefully. So choose wisely. Now, when it comes to sounds, capturing ambient sounds can actually add to the value of your clips. So here's a pro tip. Many pros would actually tell you that it is best for you to edit to the beat of the music that you are using. This takes a combination of videos and music to its maximum potential. Third is knowing your editing software. Sometimes the shots that we would like to come up with would require editing. Fully understanding the capability of your editing software can help you plan your shots in advance, because certain editing styles would require that you shoot your clips in a certain way. Knowing your editing software will allow you to make up for things that you might have forgotten during your production. For example, you might have forgotten to pan your camera either to the right or to the left, or maybe to tilt it up or down. These things can be done through your editing software, and you just need to find out where exactly in your editing software this can be done. This would save you time to reshoot those shots. So spend time with your editing software, take it on a date, and get to know it better. Fourth is motion. Now, motion in shots can actually differentiate the professional from the amateur. the motion in your shots, show your clients that you took the time to plan the entire sequence and that you are putting in more effort than simply putting your camera on a tripod and then sequencing one static shot after another. Yes, adding motion to your shots can actually make it a lot more interesting, and it is a lot more encouraging for your viewers to continue watching the video. The fifth one is location. You need to pay attention to where you are taking your shots. For example, if you're going to have a talking head sequence like this, it is best to pay attention to what is happening at your back. It is often best to declutter so that there are no distracting objects behind you. Now, paying attention to your location also includes paying attention to the angle of the shots that you are taking. Make sure that they're not too high or too low. So if the angle is too high, like this, it might be difficult for me to complete this sequence because I'm looking too far up, and then the framing is not really that good and nothing is really interesting going on at the background. But if it's too low, like this, there are things that might be interesting at the back, but this particular angle is not that flattering for me. Now, if you have all these 5 things combined properly, and you continue to consider them whenever you shoot, then this will instantly make your videos a lot better. Now, for some time now, major parts of the country has already entered GCQ, and events like weddings have already been allowed with safety protocols, of course, in a maximum of 10 persons present in the event. Now, what does this mean for our friends in the industry who mainly shoots for events like weddings? Is there anything that we can get as an update from them, or anything that we can learn on how they do their shoots nowadays in the new normal? Well, we will take this time to interview a good friend of mine from Paper Wall Studios. Would like to call Sir Angelo Bilang.
Yeah. Sir Jello, thank you so much for allowing us to have this interview. And quickly lang po, we'd just like to know briefly, where are you currently located and kamusta po kayo dyan sa lugar?
Opo, kamusta po kayo lahat mga katry? Salamat Direct JM for giving me this opportunity na maging part ng inyong show. At sana nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan lahat. Sa ngayon po, currently I'm based here in Angono, Rizal. As with most of the country, GCQ na po kami. And gladly for the past few days, Direct JM, walang new cases dito sa lugar namin. Kaya sana magpatuloy yung ganong trend at sa buong bansa at sa buong mundo, patuloy na mag-improve yung situation.
Yeah, very good naman, and thank you. We're very happy na you are in a good situation, and you're in good health din po. Thank you so much. And yun nga, Sir Jello, we are very happy that you're here, and we know that you're into the photography and videography business po for quite some time now. And we are very curious as to how you deal with the current situation. So, with this new normal po ba, meron po bang impact ito sa inyong current na workflow when it comes to your profession po?
Magandang tanong yan, Direct JM. From the word itself, na new normal, hindi ito yung normal na nakasanayan natin ever since. Bago dumating tong pandemic na to, this new normal. Kaya when planning for our shoots, it's important that we plan for everything. Have a plan A, plan B, even a plan C. Magkaroon ng mga contingencies. We have to plan for everything because anything can happen. Mas unexpected yung takbo ng mga bagay-bagay ngayong new normal.
Yeah, interesting Medyo may konting complexity yun at kailangan ng foresight. Pero thank you very much for that wonderful tip. Now, ang na-curious lang ako. So since iba-iba rin kasi yung level ng quarantine ngayon across the nation. So halimbawa, there are areas that are under GCQ, others in MGCQ, and then may mga nare-retain pa na mga areas in ECQ. And then may naririnig ako, may mga barangay pa and mga local government units na ila-lockdown sila kapag nagsa-spike yung COVID cases. How do you deal with the different quarantine levels imposed doon sa mga locations na pinupuntahan niyo for events?
Opo, especially now we have GCQ, MECQ, MGCQ, BBQ, hindi joke lang. Well, each of these areas have different regulations. As you mentioned, Direct JM, minsan barangay level, iba yung regulations nila dun sa mismo municipality or town. So, ang point po natin, we need to research beforehand kung anong i-expect natin dun sa lugar na ating pupuntahan, dun sa location ng ating shoot. Primarily to make sure that we're able to arrive there na walang problema. And some ways that we can do that is first, we can research on the internet, we can Google for the latest government guidelines, yung mga requirements na hinihingi nila so that we can comply, especially sa mga checkpoints. Kasama na rin po dyan yung pag-tap natin doon sa community. Siguro sa Facebook, meron tayong mga kaibigan o mga kamag-anak na familiar doon sa location ng shoot natin. Pwede natin silang tanungin kung anong i-expect natin pagpunta natin doon, ano ba yung mga checkpoints, ano yung trend ng government doon so that we can comply particularly to that location. At yung mga travel information, minsan may mga saradong kalsada, mga closed roads. Yung mga locals doon ang familiar. So, they're a great resource when it comes to this.
Na-mention mo kanina din yung pag-follow sa safety protocols and safety regulations, lalo na sa iba't ibang barangay or iba't ibang municipalities. Yung regulations nila maaaring magbago. Pero we still need to follow yung safety protocols na yun. So, any specifics po on how you do this when you go to a certain location for a shoot?
Oh, magandang tanong po yan. Kasi napahalaga ng ating safety at welfare during the shoot. Before the pandemic, alam natin kung ano yung mangyayari. Pwede tayong bumili ng pagkain kahit saan. Mas free tayong kumilos. Pero ngayon kasi medyo limited tayo. Kaya sa ngayon na new normal tayo, it's different. And some ways that we can prepare actually, kasama na dyan yung ating mga PPE, face mask, alcohol, water, sarili nating tubig. And if you can bring your own food, mas maganda po yun para hindi na kayo bibili sa labas, masigurado. Tsaka syempre, yung lagi sinasabi sa atin, yung social distancing, it reflects our professionalism the way we handle this. Kasi minsan, pagdating natin dun sa venue or dun sa location, parang mas complacent yung mga kasama natin. But for our team, we still have to follow these safety guidelines. Doon naman sa mga regulations ng gobyerno, minsan lalo na sa mga checkpoints, kadalasan meron sila when crossing provinces or even cities. They validate kung bakit tayo pupunta dun sa isang lugar tas kung anong gagawin natin dun. So the easiest way to prove this is to have the following items. For example po, yung inyong company ID. Yan. Yung at least yung inyong DTI certificate to prove that you're a functioning business. And if you can have a copy of your service contract na signed by your client, that will be really helpful. Most of the time, pag nakita naman nung mga checkpoints yung ID natin, di na sila masyadong nagtatanong. Pero it's good to have these items in hand, just in case.
Yan, tama. Thank you very much po dun sa mga magandang mga tip na yun. Talagang importante na we have to observe these safety regulations. Now, naisip ko lang, kapag merong safety regulations na kailangan masunod at yung social distancing kasama dun sa sinabi mo kanina and of course yung iba pang mga safety regulations. Naisip ko lang na may impact ba ito dun sa gear ninyo, sa equipment na dinadala at pati doon sa composition ng manpower?
Ako, salamat Direk JM. Magandang tanong uli. Sa team kasi namin, bago yung pandemic, we would have anywhere from 4 to 8 people dun sa aming crew during a wedding. Photographers, videographers, editors, mga assistants. In turn, we also bring a lot of equipment. We have gimbals, drones, and all the lenses our backs can carry. But given the new normal and the current mandate by the government na maximum of 10 people lang sa isang event, we also have to reduce the crew that we have. Sa kasalukuyan po, we make do with just 2 people in our team. 1 photographer and 1 videographer. So currently, that's me and my wife Ingrid. And consequently, we also had to reduce the amount of gear that we bring to these intimate or small crowd weddings. So, we just boiled it down to just the practical bare essentials. Kung ano lang talaga yung kailangan just to cover the shoot successfully.
Ayos, no? So, parang every time mag-shoot kayo ngayon, parang lagi kayo nag-date.
Isa yan sa mga benefits sa Direct JM.
Ayos. Magandang opportunity din pala yun, ano? Work and date at the same time. Na-curious din ako, dahil sabi nyo kanina na bare essentials lang yung dinadala nyo yun. So, how do you qualify yung bare essentials o yung gear na kailangan nyo in line with your shooting style?
Opo, salamat. I-share natin sa ating mga katry yung ginagamit po namin mga gamit ngayon for these intimate weddings. For the side of photography, ang main camera po namin na pang picture ay ito. Nikon D3S DSLR. Fast, tough, matibay. At kahit ibagsak mo, hindi nasisira. Tapos, sa lenses po, pang photo, ito yung favorite na lens ng asawa ko. 50mm 1.8 compact portrait lens for that yummy blurred background. Tapos, meron din po, dinadala din po namin to 24 to 85 na zoom lens. Ayan, so flexible siya. This can also double as a macro lens, so we don't have to bring the dedicated macro. And pagka po ceremony, very useful ito sa photo. 80 to 200 2.8 fast telephoto zoom. Karamihan ng mga event photographers ni-utilize talaga to kasi pag sa mga candid shots, syempre ayaw mo lumapit sa stage during the talk. Kaya napakahusay po nito. And also for maintaining social distancing na rin. At saka, finally, for the photography, nadala din po kami ng flash just in case hindi obra yung natural lighting natin. Yun, ang gamit po namin pang photo.
Sabi, no? Malaking bagay pala ngayon na mag-invest into yung mga telephoto lenses. Yung mga prime lenses na mahaba para social distancing na naman advantage. So, sir, paano naman yung video, sir?
For the side of video, as we mentioned earlier, we only have 2 people in our crew. So, that's 1 photographer. Ang gamit nga yung mga nabanggit kanina. And for the video, I currently fulfill that duty. So, sa kabila ng isang videographer lang po, nakita namin na pinaka-best approach pa rin is to use 2 cameras to capture 2 different angles, which translate to 1 videographer, 2 cameras. So, ang main camera po na ginagamit namin pang video is this. This is the Sony a6-300. Yung aming main videography camera with the Sony to Nikon adapter. Kaya wala po kaming mga native Sony lenses. Yung mga lenses na pang photo, pwede rin dito. Just in case. As yung amin pong D camera for video ay ito. Nikon D800. 1080p, 30 fps. Maaring maitanong ng mga viewers natin, Direct JM, bakit Nikon? Bakit hindi parehong Sony yung pang video? Kasi ito pong Nikon, pwede rin gamiting backup doon sa ating photo camera. Kasi between photo and video, mas may priority yung photo. So, there needs to be a backup for that. Lens-wise, for both these cameras, we use any of these 2 lenses. Yan. First po ay itong 85mm 1.8 tsaka itong 75 to 180 ba to? Opo, 75 to 150 3.5 na lens. Vintage lens po siya. Both Nikon mount. So, these are both telephoto long-range lenses kasi both cameras are on tripods during the ceremony. So, this is to maintain a good distance from the stage, for example, during the talk para po hindi distracting dun sa mga nanonood. So, usually po, ang ginagamit po natin for the talk is yung a6-300 to capture yung main speaker. And then yung isa pong camera, yung D800 to roam around the area to capture candid shots, B-rolls, establishing detail shots. And finally po, yung sa audio, we use a Zoom H1 recorder. Ito pong gamit kong mic ngayon to record sound directly from the sound system or the speaker for high quality audio. Tapos pinapatong na lang po natin yon on during the edit. As a backup po dun sa main camera, we use one of these shotgun mics as a backup dun sa ating main camera. And finally po, sa storage, mga SD cards po natin, don't forget to bring lots of them. Maganda na yung sigurado kasi hindi natin alam kung ano pwedeng mangyari. So yun po, Direct JM yung aming mga equipment.
Bira, no? Kita ko yung leaning towards talaga telephoto lenses at this time, especially na yun na we will be doing multiple passes at reduce yung manpower. Thank you so much po. I think maraming natutunan yung mga katry natin doon sa part na yun. I think so start na rin sila mag-isip ko ng mga gears yung kailangan nila kailangan nilang ilagay sa bag nila.
Opo,
yes sir.
Opo, just to throw it out there, Sir JM, huwag kayong bibili ng brand new. We discourage you from buying brand new. Just look for a good condition second hand. Malaki po yung matitipid nyo. During our time in this industry, we have never bought brand new. At gaya po nung nakita nyo kanina, we use vintage stuff. And so far, they haven't failed us.
Right? Thank you very much for all those practical points, Sir Jello. I think maraming natutunan ng mga katry natin. Alam niyo mga katry, hindi ko pa na-share sa inyo. Actually, na-experience ko first-hand yung shoots nila, Sir Jello, kasi during our prenup and in our wedding, sila Sir Jello sa Paperwall Studio ang nag-cover ng wedding namin ni Gizzy. Kaya, sobrang memorable at sobrang close to my heart, to our hearts talaga yung Paperwall Studio. Thank you
Ang
so
bilis
much,
Direct
Sir Jello.
JM, Parang kailan lang, 1997 nung kinasal ka
Ay, mabihira.
Joke lang.
2014.
Joke lang. 2014, dyan sa Tagaytay.
Oo, okay. So thank you so much, Sir Jello, and I think sobrang dami nga talaga na natutunan ng mga katry natin. We're very happy that you're able to share this with us, and I hope magagamit nila ito. So kung sakali man na meron silang mga shoots in the future o kaya naman if they're planning to go into the business. So we have this advocacy to really help out ngayon. Especially alam natin na medyo marami ang naghahanap ng ibang trabaho at marami rin ang kailangan to change ng careers because of the new normal. Kaya thank you so much. Very valuable yung information na binigay mo sa amin. Thank you also for your time, Sir Jello, and please say our regards to Ingrid, please.
Salamat Direct JM for this feature. It's my privilege to be with you at this time at may share yung konting nalalaman natin tungkol sa industry. At sa mga fellow photographers, videographers out there, just hold on. Kapit lang, kaya natin to.
And thank you so much mga ka-Try for tuning in this third episode of Try to Edit. Thank you so much. We will be seeing you again next Saturday at 10 a.m. This has been JM. And of course, we would like to thank all of our friends who keep supporting. If you have any friends or you know someone who would benefit greatly from this video, please by all means share this to them as well. We would like to give a shout out to some of our friends in the industry. Mr. Lloyd Santiago, you're up next. And of course, Sir Magtibay, John Jeffrey Magtibay. Hello sir, how are you? Also, Tito Choi De Silva. And of course, we have Ma'am Jeresa, Ma'am Jessica, Ma'am Jessica Gavino, and Ate Vec Basina. Thank you so much. And we also look forward to having Daniel Saulug and Alfred Limos on the show. A special shout out to Jesuel Matawaran. Thank you so much, bro, for your help when it comes to our graphics. And that is it. We'll see you again next Saturday, mga ka-try, 10 a.m. This has been Try to Edit.